So what I want to do in today's video is show you guys 5 different ways you could set up your cryptocurrency portfolio for the upcoming bull run. These different portfolio setups will be based off of least risky to most risky. So how high your risk tolerance will basically tell you which of these portfolio setups would be right for you. So I'll break down the percentages in which I would put into certain types of coins, and then I will also talk specific types of coins and why. Now, obviously, this $1 million hypothetical number isn't particularly relevant to myself or you guys because that's a ton of money, but you can basically do this with any even number sum of money. Let's say you only have 10 grand or 100 grand or 50. It doesn't really matter the number. The percentages in which you split up your portfolio could be very much the same. All right, guys, so now we're taking a look at my private Discord group's website in which I do share my entire portfolio, specifically what assets I'm investing into. If you are interested in that exact pie graph, you can check out the link in the description below. But for the sake of this video, I'm just going to give you guys some hypothetical pie graphs and how you could orientate your portfolio for this upcoming cycle. So for the very first one, this is obviously going to be the least risky option that I would personally use for this upcoming cycle. And for me, that would be a 50-50 split between Bitcoin and Ethereum. And I think this is a better strategy for someone who has more money to invest because, in my opinion, the returns on Bitcoin and Ethereum are most likely going to be slightly less than when you get into lower market cap coins. But that being said, if you wanted exposure into cryptocurrency, I do think a 50-50 split between the top 2, Bitcoin and Ethereum, is probably the least risky move you could do while also capturing as much upside as possible. The rationale for this is you have Bitcoin, which is number 1. It is most definitely not a security. It's probably going to see a good 2 to 3x return during this next cycle, and there's a lot of potential bullish news for Bitcoin coming down the road with the BlackRock ETF and all the different ETFs coming in the future, and as well as the Bitcoin halving and just the limited supply and the smaller amount of supply going to be entering the market over the next couple years. And then obviously 50% into Ethereum because it's Ethereum. Basically everyone uses Ethereum. It is currently the most dominant in terms of dApps like decentralized exchanges and different NFTs and all of that good stuff that you guys have gotten used to using Ethereum with. That is currently the biggest player. And whether or not Ethereum is going to succeed, 10, 30, 40, 50 years from now is anyone's guess, but for now it is number 1 in terms of that area of technology, and that is why I think Ethereum is going to do insanely well over this next cycle. Okay, so let's say you wanted to invest a little bit more risky and try to capture more upside during this next bull run, but you didn't want to go super degenerate. This is what I would do. I would do 25% of your $1 million into Bitcoin, 25% into Ethereum, 25% into altcoins that have higher market caps. So think Solana and XRP and Cardano, those sort of altcoins. And then I would also do 25% into lower cap altcoins, like GameFi coins and more degenerate coins you could even get into, with sub 1 billion market caps, sub 500 million market caps, those sort of coins. While Bitcoin could see a 2-3x, Ethereum could see, a 3-5x. Certain altcoins are definitely going to have 5x's, 10x's. And when you get into those lower cap altcoins, that's when those juicy like 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 X's come into play, and that could very well make up the majority of your profits during this next cycle, which is why I personally am probably going to choose a portfolio that's weighted more similarly to this than the first one, because I am trying to get a little bit more risky and capture more of that upside. All right, so here's where things start to get really interesting, and this is definitely something you could do, and there's nuances here, right? Because you could start off with a portfolio more like this, where it's 50-50 Bitcoin, Ethereum, and end up at a portfolio more like this later in the cycle if you do understand the money flow in which the cryptocurrency space operates, as to where, usually Bitcoin is the first mover that sees the gains first, and some of that money trickles down into Ethereum, and then the higher market cap altcoins, and then the lower market cap altcoins. So something you could do is start a portfolio something like this, which is Bitcoin and Ethereum half-half, and end up at a portfolio where you're taking some of those profits from the 1 and 2 and putting them into lower cap altcoins and higher market cap altcoins, and having your portfolio look more like this during the certain phase of a cycle, and then systematically taking profits after the fact. So once again, Bitcoin and ETH, because those are the top 2, and then you could do something like 40% into high market cap altcoins, once again, the Solanas, the XRPs, the Cardanos of the world. Then you could do 40% into lower market cap coins, which we'll get into during the next portfolios, and I'll give you guys a couple specific names for those as well. Moving on to the next iteration of risk, this is going to be incredibly risky, and not having any exposure to Bitcoin and Ethereum, I think for the most most part is going to be a mistake, but you could do this if you only had, a few $1,000s or even a few $100s in the market to invest. This could potentially offer the most upside, but could also potentially offer the most downside. So a 50-50 split between high market cap altcoins and low market cap altcoins, that could be the play for you. I would exercise caution with a portfolio like this, just because obviously when Bitcoin and Ethereum bleed, they bleed less than altcoins in general. You can take a look at any of the pairs between most altcoins and Bitcoin and ETH, and you'll see that the altcoins are down a whole lot more than Bitcoin and Ethereum are in terms of USD value. And then obviously, if you wanted to get incredibly degen and risky, you could just have an entire portfolio made up of low market cap altcoins, and this could even include meme coins and crap coins if you really wanted, and you could ride this to the absolute Bahala moon or go to complete zero over the course of the next bull run. And so heading back to some of these three portfolios, what I'll say is these are the type of portfolios that I think are more short-term than long-term. So if you had a portfolio something like 50-50 Bitcoin ETH, you might even be able to sit on that throughout the majority of the bull market and just take a little bit of profits. And let's say you're just hyper bullish on Bitcoin and Ethereum over the long run, like let's say 3, 4, 5, 6, 10-year time horizons. This could be a portfolio that is just the more long-term investor type. Like, I just want some exposure into cryptocurrency, and I'm not looking necessarily to take a ton of profits or flip my profits into USDC or USD over the next bull run. I'm looking at a longer time horizon. A portfolio like this, where you have 25% into each category, I think makes the most sense. You could start here and then end up in this, where you take the 25% here, 25% here, trim this down to closer 10% each while taking profits along the way, put them into the altcoins of your choosing, and then ride those profits as well. The biggest thing when it comes to, transferring your cryptocurrency around from Bitcoin and ETH to altcoins or just different coins, any coins in general, is the tax implications. And if you're from the United States, you definitely want to be careful of that. But yeah, these last three portfolios where it's, degen, super degen, and extreme degen, that is where these are short-term portfolios to where you need to be aggressively taking profits, especially on the altcoins of lower market caps during the next cycle. If you're up a good portion, you need to be trimming profits off the top the entire way up. You are most likely not going to be able to sell your entire bag at the Pico top. You're going to have to dollar cost average out of the market as things go crazy. And so I think it's pretty obvious this could potentially even be for the least experienced investor. And as you get deeper into these kind of degen portfolios, this is for the investor who is a-okay and practiced at taking profits, because otherwise you're going to absolutely round trip your bags from, your entry to being up 10x to being back close to your entry if you're not willing to rip the band-aid off and take profits. So once again, guys, if you're interested in seeing my specific portfolio and which coins I'm investing into, as well as the percentages and the current split of my current portfolio, you can check out the link in the description below. I will be updating that throughout the entire bull market and bear market and letting you guys know when I'm buying and taking profits. As for the specific altcoins that I plan on being in the lower market cap section, I do think for me, things like Alluvium, Engine Coin, things like Mina, Ronin, Magic, Vulcan Forge, those types of cryptocurrencies where they're, layer 2s or gaming platforms or things like that, that is probably where I will look to put a decent portion of my money when it comes to lower market cap coins. And obviously, I will share the specific list in my private Discord on our website, which once again, you can check out the link in the description below. But for the most part, that is kind of where I'm looking to be. Nakamoto Games, layer 2s, game platforms, in the GameFi section, metaverse section, kind of riding that kind of like metaverse wave again during this next cycle. I do think eventually in the next, couple years, probably, we're going to have some sort of breakout Web3 game that really changes the landscape and could potentially ignite another metaverse, crazy FOMO type bubble, which we saw, a year or two ago. And that could very well coincide well with lower interest rates and the Bitcoin halving. So something I'm definitely looking at. All right, my friends, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, would greatly appreciate that. Make sure to check out my private Discord in the description below. We got a decent amount of Sugartown whitelists, which is now sitting at 0.4 Ethereum each. So that's a solid, $700-ish per person who won that raffle. We get all the best whitelists. I share all my interesting stuff. We have some great members in there, great networking opportunities, and you guys will get access to a TradingView algorithm, which works on all of the top cryptocurrencies, which which will tell you when to buy and sell those coins, as well as access to SallySwap, which is our leading Discord integrated meme coin trading bot that makes trading meme coins a breeze. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys on the very next one. Peace.